Good morning, guys. Welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. It's the 27th of January, and we're continuing with our conversion of measures. So for your starters today, it's a bit different from a Fluent in 5. It's something I want you to almost consolidate. We've now looked at converting mass, we've looked at converting length, and we've looked at converting capacity. I'd like you to now see if you can convert these into the forms I've asked for. So I give you it in one form, and then the question mark, I want you to convert it into that form for me, please. So pause the video and have a go at converting those ones. Bear in mind the last one, I want you to convert to centimetres and metres, but it might be easy to do centimetres and then do that into metres for me. Okay, so pause it, have a go, and then we'll talk through the answers. Good, so let's move on and see how you did. So the first one, 1,453 centimetres is 14.53 metres, because we're dividing by 100, 2 jumps. 24 litres is 24,000 millilitres, because we're timesing by 1,000, so we put 3 zeros on the end of it, and we'll do the 3 jumps, 3 zeros on the end of it, really. 34.23 kilometres, we went back to metres, so we're going to be timesing by the 1,000. So 1, 2, 3 jumps, and there'd be a need for a placeholding 0, so 32,230 metres. 1,674 grams, we're going to be dividing by the 1,000. 1, 2, 3 jumps, 1.674. And then 165 millimetres, we know that there are 10 millimetres per centimetre, so we divide by 10. 1 jump, 16.5. We then know there are 100 centimetres per metre, so 1, 2 jumps, we need the placeholding 0, so 0.165 metres. Hopefully we were okay with those conversions. Today we're looking to calculate with metric measures. You're going to use all of them, and I'm going to be asking you to solve different types of problem using different measures. So our star words today: capacity, how much a container can hold; mass, how much of something there is really when we're talking about weight; length, that's how big something is. We're looking to convert, and then equivalent has been an ever present on our star words because we're looking to find equivalency within. So I'm going to talk you through 2 examples of problems, and then I'm going to set you your work. Now your work's a bit different today, but I'll explain how and why and how you're going to do it when we get there. So let's look at a few problems. So the first problem, children are asked to cut a length of ribbon. Oliver's measures 1.2 metres. Stephen's measures 80 centimetres. How many metres of material do they have altogether? First thing to notice, tell you what, I'm even going to get my pen out here so I can underline. First thing to notice is here, 1.2 metres, here 80 centimetres, and here it wants the answer in metres. So the odd one out is this centimetres. So it makes sense to get everything into metres, so then we can do our answer. So to convert from centimetres to metres, there are 100 centimetres per metre, so we divide by the 100. Now we're going to pop the imaginary decimal point, 1, 2 jumps, decimal point would go there, we need the placeholding 0, so it would be 0.80 metres, and then we've already got 1.2 metres, but what we must realise is 1.2, to make it easier to add, we need to put 1.20, and then we can add the 0.80 we had, giving us 0, 10, 1, add the 1 at the bottom. Perfect, so there, in metres, is 2 metres. The answer is given in metres, which is what they want, so that was it. So we had to do a little bit of conversion, work out what we wanted, and work our way through. The next one's a bit trickier, and by a bit I mean quite a bit, so listen closely as we talk through. Jenny has 3.35 litres of milk left in the fridge. The porridge needs 3/4 litres of milk. So we've got a fraction and already makes it a bit trickier. How many millilitres of milk will she have left over? Things to notice. It gives you litres, tells you that in litres, but it wants your answer in millilitres. So we're going to get these to millilitres to then do our workings. So let's change how much, well not change, let's convert how much milk Jenny currently has into millilitres. So we know for it to get from litres to millilitres, there's 1,000 millilitres in a litre, so we times by 1,000. So 3.35 times 1,000 is 3,350 millilitres. Done that one. So we've found out how much she has. Now the porridge, they need 3/4 of a litre. So we need to convert 1 litre into millilitres, so it's 1,000. And then we need to find 3/4 of that. Now the way we find 3/4 of that, remember back to our fractions learning, fractions of an amount, you look at the denominator, which is 4, and we divide what we've got by that 4 to split it into equal parts. So we've got a litre, which we turn into millilitres, 1,000, divided by 4 is 250. So we've got 250 millilitres. Jenny needs to use 3/4, so we now multiply by the numerator, which was 3, so we've got 250, that's 1/4. We multiply by the 3 to get 3/4, so 250 by 3 is 750. So we now know, that's a strange tick, we now know how much milk she's got, we know how much she needs to use for her porridge. I'm going to flick back to the question, how many millilitres will she have left over? This is in millilitres, this is in millilitres, this is what she's got, and this is what she's using. So if you use something, you're taking it away. So let's take away. So we're going to subtract 750 from a 3,350, and it gives you 2,600. And that, because we're already working in millilitres, we can slam a millilitres on the end of that. And that's how much she's got left. So she'll have 2,600. So it's a trickier question because you have to convert to millilitres and then use some fractions knowledge. But if you work systematically through the question, working out what you need, and in particular what your answer has to be in, there are ways to make it easier for yourself. Now, what I'd like you to do today, and you're learning that's a bit different, I have set you a worksheet on Microsoft Teams that looks like the one here. There are 3 questions. I have put the worksheet attached that you can write on, and next to each question I have put an answer box that just requires you to put your answer. You don't need to put your workings. Your workings can be just done on your spare paper in your book, wherever you need to do them, but all I need you to submit is your answers. So then we as teachers can have a look how you've got on, what you've learned, and we can mark your answers. Okay, so the first one, looking at millilitres to litres, next one grams to kilograms, and then this one is different weights. But I'm not even going to give you any hints on this one because I'm looking forward to seeing how you get on with it. So you need to type your answers onto your worksheet and then click hand in just as you would with your English. So we're giving Teams a go for maths today and we'll see how it goes. If you have any issues at all, please message your teacher and we'll see how you get on. So what I would do, I'm going to go on to the last slide to save you coming back. So after you've handed in on Teams, I'd like you to go on TT Rockstars and I would like you to complete your times table practice for about 10 or 15 minutes. So onto Teams, do your learning, hand it in, and then go on to TT Rockstars. Okay, go and do your maths and we'll see you tomorrow.